Hello Twilights, welcome or welcome back to Twilight Corner. So in today's video, I'm going to be explaining you the chapter 2, that is the sound of music of Beehive for class 9th NCERT, and this is the subject of English. So let's start without any further delay. And make sure to like this video, subscribe to Twilight Corner, and also share this video with your friends so that they can also learn. So, the chapter 2, The Sound of Music, Part 1, Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. So, this is an autobiography of Evelyn Glennie, and there are two parts in this chapter, okay? Before you read, God may have taken her hearing, but He has given her back something extraordinary. So, God may have taken Evelyn Glennie's hearing, but has given her something very good, right? What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. So, for example, we can hear sound, we can hear songs, right? And we can also vibe on it. But she can, feel the sound and the music, and she can feel it more deeply than any of us which are there, right? So, that is why she expresses music so beautifully. Read the following account of a person who fought against a physical disability and made her life a success story. So Evelyn Glennie over here is fighting from a physical disability, but she made her life a success story. So let's learn about it. So let's start with the first paragraph. Rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. A slight girl looking younger than 17 years old was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. But the aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. Okay. So over here, there was this underground train platform, right? And it was rush hour, so basically many people were there. And then there was this slight girl. Slight in the sense means small and thin, right? So there was a small and thin girl, right? She was looking very young, but she was looking very younger, like, she was looking younger than 17 years old. She was pretty excited, but still she was nervous, right? She could feel the vibrations of the approaching train from the railway tracks. And it was her first day. It was Evelyn Glennie's first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and it was anyways very frightening, right? It was very scaring for any other teenager who was from a Scottish farm. So over here it reveals the identity of Evelyn Glennie. She was from a Scottish farm, and then she was Scottish, right? but but the aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge. So she faced a bigger challenge. She was actually profoundly deaf, in meaning that she was already deaf, right? Like she was fully deaf. She couldn't hear even a single word, like that. So Evelyn Glennie's loss of hearing had been gradual. So this loss of hearing was actually gradual. It was going on, right? Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when she was 8 years old. Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. So her mother, right, she noticed something. When Evelyn was 8 years old, she was called to play the piano, right? And then she was waiting to play the piano. They called her name and then she didn't move. They called Evelyn's name and then she didn't move, right? Evelyn didn't move. I suddenly realized she hadn't heard. So her mother realized that she couldn't hear, right? Says Isabel Glennie. So Isabel Glennie is telling that she couldn't hear, right? Evelyn couldn't hear her name. So for a for quite a while, Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness from friends and teachers. So for a while, Evelyn was able to conceal, or just let no one know that she had some deafness going on, right? So, but by the time she was 11, her marks had deteriorated, and her headmistress urged her parents to take her to a specialist. Okay. So by the time she was 11, okay, her marks had deteriorated, it had stopped growing. And then her headmistress, right, she called her parents and then told them to take Evelyn to take her to a specialist, right. It was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired as a result of gradual nerve damage. So, why her like hearing was properly impaired? Because, basically she had a gradual nerve damage. One of her nerves from her ears was damaged, so that is why she couldn't hear. So they were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids and sent to a school for the deaf. So they were advised, the specialist advised her parents, so that she should be fitted with hearing aids, right? Because for her growing deafness which is there, and then she should also be sent to a special school for the deaf, right? Everything suddenly looked black, says Evelyn. It was fully black pitched for her, and she felt like everything was going downfall for her, right? So, but Evelyn was not going to give up. She was not going to give up. She was very, determined. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. So she was really determined and passionate about, pursuing her life as a normal person and pursuing her interest in music, right? She wanted to become a musician. So one day she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and decided that she wanted to play it too. So one day she saw a girl, she was playing a xylophone, okay, and then she also decided that Evelyn will also play a xylophone. Most of the teachers discouraged her, but percussionist Ron Forbes spotted her potential. So many of the teachers in that school, right, discouraged Evelyn that she couldn't do it and then just downfalled her, right? But then there was this percussionist, right? So this Ron Forbes, right, he spotted her potential, right? That, she is a great child and she has a potential in music. Now you'll ask, what is percussionist? So when we talk about percussionist, a person who, is who's excelling in playing the drums or the tablas, right? So they are known as a percussionist. So over here, Ron Forbes had spotted Evelyn's potential. So he began by tuning two large drums. So Ron Forbes, what he did was he tuned two large drums to different notes. Okay, don't listen through your ears, he would say. He said to Evelyn that don't listen through your ears, try some other way to sense it, right? Says Evelyn. Suddenly I realized I could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the lower one from the waist down. So she realized that she could feel the higher notes which were there from her waist up, and then she could feel the lower notes from the waist down, right? Forbes repeated the exercise, so he repeated this exercise with Evelyn, and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes in different parts of her body. So she realized that she could, sense a lot of different types of notes from different parts of her body. I had learned to open my mind and body to sounds and vibrations. So she had learned this, okay? The rest was sheer determination and hard work. So all of the rest things which were there was proper hard work and determination. All right. Now let's move on. She never looked back from the point onwards. From that point onwards, she never looked back. She wanted to be a very, professional in music, right? So she toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. So when she was 16, she toured the whole UK, the United Kingdoms, and she toured it with the youth orchestra, the young orchestra which was there, and she had decided that music will be her life, right? She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the academy. So she auditioned and she got one of the top places, right, in the academy. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performances. So from this orchestra and stuff like that, she moved on to solo performances, right, at the end of her 3-year course. She had captured most of the top awards. So basically she got a lot of top awards and she had many awards, right? So, and for all this, Evelyn wouldn't accept any hint of heroic achievement. So for all of this achievements and awards that she got, she wouldn't accept that it was all the heroic achievement, right? So if you work hard and know where you are going, you'll get there. She would say that, it's all sheer determination, hard work, and if you know what you're doing and if you're working hard, you'll get there, right? You'll eventually reach your goal. And she got right to the top. So she got right to the top, right? And the world's most sought after multi percussionist with a mastery of some thousand instruments and hectic international schedule. So over here, Evelyn had a very hectic international schedule, and then she had, um, she had mastered a lot of different instruments, like a thousands of instruments actually, and she was a multi percussionist. Okay, so it is intriguing to watch Evelyn function so effortlessly without hearing. In our 2 hour discussion, she never missed a word. So it was really intriguing. Why was it so fascinating and curious? You know why? Because when she was, at a function, okay, she didn't even miss a word. She without even missing a word, she was able to, just grasp all of the words, even though she's not able to hear, right? So men with bushy beards give me trouble. So over here, clean shaved guys, right, they you can see their mouth clearly and just capture the lip syncing. But then people with bushy beards, it'll be just covering their lips a little, so it'll be giving her trouble, right? So she laughed. It is. So over here, this is the picture of Evelyn Glennie, and it is intriguing to watch Evelyn function so effortlessly without hearing. So it's really, so mind blowing that she's able to function so effortlessly without hearing, right? And it's pretty intriguing. And not just watching the lips, it's the whole face, especially the eyes. She speaks flawlessly with a Scottish lip. So basically, she is able to speak really flawlessly, right? She is able to speak fluently and clearly with a Scottish lit in her accent. My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11, she says. She says that she could, speak so flawlessly because she was able to hear when she was 11 years old, right? But that doesn't explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese. But this does not explain the theory that she's able to, speak French and then she's also able to master basic Japanese. She's able to learn that. As for music, she explains, it pours in through every part of my body. It tingles in my skin, my cheekbones, and even my hair. So basically, she explains when I talk about music, right, it tingles in her whole body part. Like it tingles in her whole body. It tingles through her skin, in her cheekbones, in her hair, and whatnot, right? So when she plays the xylophone, she can sense sound passing up the stick into her fingertips. So whenever she's, playing the xylophone, she could sense that music, that sound and vibrations passing through her fingertips. By learning against the drums, she can feel the resonances flowing into her body. So whenever she's playing the drums, right, all of the echoes of the sound, she could feel that flowing into her body, right? On a wooden platform, she removes her shoes so that the vibrations pass through to her bare feet and her legs. So whenever she is performing on a wooden platform, she removes her shoes and then with bare feet she plays so that the vibrations could go through her bare feet and then go to her legs so that she could feel the vibrations. Okay. Not surprisingly, Evelyn delights her audiences. So it's not a surprise, right, that she is delighting her audiences. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philanthropic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. So she was greeted with the Royal Philanthropic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award in the 1991 year, right? Says master percussionist James Blades. So this James Blade, he had told this, right? God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her something, extraordinary. So over here, James Blade says that God may have taken her hearing, but has given her back something extraordinary. So this is told by James Blade. This could come as a question in your exam, so please mark it. So what we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is the whole thing, and that is why she expresses music so beautifully. Okay, so yeah. Now let's continue. We'll just complete this. Evelyn confesses that she is something of a workaholic. So she confesses that she likes to work a lot, and then that's the meaning of workaholic. I've just got to work, often harder than classical musicians, but the rewards are enormous. Apart from the regular concerts, Evelyn also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. So she says that she just has to work a lot, right? And then she has to work harder than the other classical musicians, right? That they are there. And then there are also rewards, right? There are many rewards which are a lot like enormous, right? And then apart from the regular concerts that Evelyn gives, there are other concerts that she gives in prisons and hospitals, right? And she also gives high priority to classes for the young musicians which are there, right? And who think Evelyn as a inspiration. So Anne Richlin of the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children says she is a shining inspiration for deaf children. So Anne Richlin, okay, she's from the Beethoven Fund, and then she says that Evelyn is a inspiration, right? She's a shining inspiration for the deaf children which are there. So they see that there is nowhere that they cannot go, right? Now let's do the last paragraph. Evelyn Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. So Evelyn has accomplished many things of the more than the people of twice her age, right? Brought percussion to the front of the orchestra. So she has brought the percussion which is there, right, in the front of the orchestra, and demonstrated that it can be moving. So it can be very moving, right? She has also given inspiration to those who are handicapped. So whomsoever are handicapped, right, whomsoever are disabled, she has also given those people inspiration, people who look up to her and say, if she can do it, I can, right? And not the least, she has given enormous pleasure to millions. So she has given a lot of motivation and pleasure to millions and millions of people. And this whole biography is written by Deborah Cowley. Okay, so she is a poet, not poet, I meant the writer for this author. So that's all with this chapter. We'll move on to part 2 in the next session. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also share this video. And I hope you enjoyed. So take care and bye bye.